Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today's story is one that touches the heart and might just change how you see aging forever. But before we begin, I'd love to know, where in the world are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments below and let's see how far our community reaches. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got another powerful emotional story coming tomorrow, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now let's get into today's journey. Her granddaughter said she smelled. What happened next shocked everyone. 1. The painful truth about the old person smell. Nancy Miller was 68 when her granddaughter looked up at her and innocently asked, "Grandma, why do you always have an odd smell?" Just one sentence, and Nancy felt her world collapse. She had always taken pride in keeping clean. Her home was spotless, she showered daily, and her clothes were always fresh. Yet now, her beloved granddaughter no longer wanted to sit on her lap. Even when asked for a hug, the little girl wrinkled her nose slightly. That night, Nancy pulled a blanket over her head and cried quietly for a long time. She's not alone. Across the world, many older adults experience something similar, often without understanding why. You might get on a bus and notice that the seat next to you stays empty. Or maybe your daughter-in-law keeps cracking open the window when you're around. It's not your imagination. It's something real, something few people have the courage to talk about. After working with over 10,000 seniors, Dr. Henry Thompson, a 77-year-old senior care specialist, reveals the uncomfortable truth. Most people over the age of 60 develop a distinct body odor that they themselves don't notice, but others do. And sadly, most families avoid bringing it up for fear of hurting someone they love. Take George Carter, for example. He bathed daily and lived in a clean, well-kept home. But one day, when his son brought friends over, George overheard one of them whisper, "Man, that old guy's smell is strong." From that day forward, George began isolating himself. Even when his grandkids visited, he stayed in his room, too embarrassed to sit close. The most painful part is that seniors often feel ashamed, even though this isn't something they caused. It's not about being dirty or careless. Science shows that the body naturally changes with age, and so does its odor. But the good news is, it's not permanent, and it can be fixed. So, if you've ever wondered, do I have that smell? You're not alone, and there's no need to feel embarrassed. This video will walk you through the real reason behind the old person smell, and more importantly, how to gently and effectively get rid of it. Let's begin with the truth, and the path to feeling confident again. 2. The science behind the smell, and why it's not your fault. After Nancy's heartbreaking moment with her granddaughter, she began to wonder what went wrong. She showered every day, used nice soap, even wore light perfume. So why did she still have a smell that made her feel embarrassed and pushed away? That's the part no one tells you. The smell doesn't come from dirt. It comes from your body changing with age. And once you understand it, you'll realize it's not your fault, but it is something you can fix. Dr. Henry Thompson, who's worked with thousands of seniors, explains it clearly. There are 3 major changes that happen in your body as you age, and together they create what we call the old person smell. The first change? Sweat. Believe it or not, as you age, your body produces less of it. Most people think less sweat is a good thing, but it's not. Sweat actually helps remove toxins from your body. When there's less of it, all that waste has nowhere to go, and it sits on your skin, feeding bacteria that cause odor. Nancy Clark, 71, once asked, "I barely sweat anymore. Why do I still smell?" That's exactly why. The second change? Sebum. That's the natural oil your skin produces. As you get older, the makeup of this oil shifts. It starts producing something called nonenal, an oxidized fatty acid that doesn't exist in younger people. Nonenal is what gives off that distinct, slightly greasy, musty odor that so many older adults struggle with. Even if you scrub, if you're not targeting the right areas, that nonenal sticks around. The third big change is saliva. After 60, your body produces far less of it, sometimes over 50% less. And saliva is crucial in keeping your mouth clean and odor-free. With a dry mouth, bacteria thrive, and bad breath becomes another source of discomfort. Linda Harris, 69, said, "I talk less around my grandkids now because I can smell my own breath." That kind of shame wears on your spirit. So no, it's not just in your head. And it's not a matter of being unclean, it's biology. But knowing the cause is the first step to fixing it. And once you know how, you can start changing everything, from how you feel to how your family connects with you. Let's talk about the solution next. 3. The simple daily fix that can change everything. Once Nancy understood the science behind the smell, less sweat, sebum changes, and dry mouth, she finally felt some relief. It wasn't her fault. But now came the next big question. What could she actually do about it? After all, no one wants to live in fear of hugs or worry that their grandkids are too polite to say what they're really thinking. Dr. Henry had seen it all before. He told her what he'd told thousands of his patients. You don't need fancy sprays or expensive products. You just need the right habits and the right spots. That's where most people go wrong. They shower every day, but still can't shake the smell. Why? Because they're not cleaning the areas that matter most. According to Dr. Henry, 90% of the old age smell comes from 3 key zones. 1. Skin folds, like the neck, armpits, behind the ears, under the breasts, and the groin. These warm, tucked areas trap sweat and bacteria, but many seniors don't scrub them well, if at all. 2. Hairy areas, like the scalp, armpits, and chest. Hair traps sebum, and when it mixes with noni nail, it clings to your body. 3. Sweaty spots, especially the feet between the toes and palms. You may not feel it, but odor builds up here fast, especially when your feet are in shoes all day. Nancy took the advice seriously. She began using warm, not hot water, a gentle cloth, and made sure to scrub these areas daily. Within a week, she noticed something remarkable. Her skin felt fresher, and her granddaughter sat next to her on the couch again. "Grandma, you smell like sunshine," the little girl said. Nancy cried, but this time, tears of joy. And here's the best part. It doesn't take an hour-long routine. Just a focused 5-minute shower, hitting those 3 areas thoroughly, can change everything. Skip the harsh soaps and perfumes. They often make things worse. Instead, stick to gentle cleansers, rinse well, and pat your skin dry. What Nancy discovered is what every older adult needs to hear. You're not stuck with that smell. And with a few smart steps, you can feel fresh, confident, and closer to the people you love. Ready for more? Let's keep going. Task 4. What you eat could be making you smell worse, and how to fix it. After Nancy started scrubbing the right spots and saw a change in how her granddaughter treated her, she felt hopeful. But Dr. Henry had one more truth to share. Personal hygiene is just one part of the puzzle, he told her. If you really want to eliminate that old age smell, you have to look at what's happening inside your body too, especially what you eat. Nancy was surprised. "You mean food can change how I smell?" Dr. Henry nodded. "Absolutely. In fact, your diet can either fight odor or make it worse. Most seniors don't realize that body odor is deeply connected to digestion, hydration, and how well your body processes toxins. The first tip? Drink warm water. Sounds simple, right? But warm water flushes toxins through urine and keeps your body clean from the inside out. Dr. Henry recommends at least 6 glasses a day. Cold drinks, coffee, and tea don't count, and alcohol makes things worse. Margaret, 72, said she started with just 1 glass of warm water in the morning. Within weeks, she said, my skin felt cleaner, and my grandkids actually hugged me longer. Next, focus on foods rich in antioxidants, like tomatoes, apples, berries, and brown rice. These fight the oxidation in your body that leads to the noni nail odor. Garlic, surprisingly, helps too. While it may leave a short-term scent, its compounds fight bacteria and improve digestion long-term. Nancy also learned about mouth care. Brushing twice a day isn't enough. The tongue traps bacteria that cause bad breath. A simple tongue scraper and sugar-free gum after meals helped her talk with confidence again. No more stepping back mid-sentence out of fear. She started blending smoothies with cucumber, spinach, and apple. Not only did I feel better, Nancy said, but my family started complimenting me on how fresh I looked and smelled. What Nancy realized is what so many miss. You can't just mask the smell on the outside. You have to clean the inside too. It's not about perfection. It's about small, consistent changes that help your body do what it's meant to do. Keep you clean, balanced, and confident. And once you fix what's inside, something amazing happens outside. Let's move on to the final step. Posture 5. The hidden culprits, clothes, bedding, and the air around you. By the time Nancy adjusted her diet, improved her hydration, and followed Dr. Henry's hygiene tips, her confidence was returning. Her family noticed, her mood lifted, and even her sleep improved. But something strange still lingered. Occasionally, when she sat on the couch or entered a room, she could still catch a faint, musty scent. That's when Dr. Henry gently asked, "Nancy, how often do you change your clothes and wash your bedding?" She paused. "Well, I usually wear things 2 or 3 times before laundry, and I wash my sheets maybe once a month." That, Dr. Henry said, might be the final piece of the puzzle. Many seniors do everything right with hygiene and diet, yet still carry that lingering odor because it hides in fabrics. Clothes, socks, undergarments, bedding, and even shoes absorb sweat, skin oils, and dead skin cells. Over time, they become a breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. Dr. Henry recommends changing underwear and socks daily, especially during warmer months. Cotton is best. It breathes and absorbs moisture better than synthetic fabrics. Shirts, pants, and nightwear should also be rotated and washed after each wear. And then there's bedding. Your body sheds skin, oil, and sweat every night. Pillowcases especially collect scalp oils and need washing weekly. Nancy took the advice to heart. She started washing her sheets every weekend, sun-drying them when possible, and rotating between 2 sets. "I couldn't believe the difference," she said. "Even my daughter-in-law stopped opening windows every time she visited." Speaking of air, stale rooms trap smells. Dr. Henry urges seniors to open windows twice a day, 10 minutes in the morning and evening. It clears out trapped odors and freshens the entire home. On rainy days, even cracking a window slightly helps. And let's not forget shoes. Feet sweat more than most people realize, and the odor soaks into insoles and fabric. Dr. Henry suggests rotating pairs, letting shoes dry fully, and sprinkling a bit of baking soda inside to absorb smells. Nancy followed through. Fresh sheets, clean clothes, aired rooms, it all added up. And finally, she was free. Free from the shame. Free to hug. Free to live. You don't need fancy sprays or expensive gear, just mindful daily habits. These small steps don't just change how you smell, they change how the world embraces you. Now that you've heard Nancy's story and discovered the real causes and solutions behind that stubborn old age smell, I'd love to hear from you. Have you or someone you love ever experienced something similar? Maybe a moment that made you feel embarrassed, distant, or unsure around family or friends? Drop a comment or friends and share your experience. Whether it's a tip that worked for you, a question you still have, or even just how this story made you feel, your voice matters here. Also, let us know where you're watching from. Our community stretches across the world, and it's always inspiring to see just how many people are working toward healthier, more confident lives together. By sharing your thoughts, you're not only connecting with others, you might be helping someone else feel less alone. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. We've got another heartfelt and eye-opening story coming tomorrow that you won't want to miss. Let's keep growing, supporting each other, and making every day a little better. Go ahead, scroll down, and join the conversation.